This edition of Italy TV is sponsored by Colavita, extra virgin olive oil. And Cheerio chopped tomatoes.
On this episode, a New York celebration of Italy's June 2nd National Day of its Republic, followed by unique preparation of a traditional dish with Chef Salvatore. Then we spend an enjoyable bus tour guided by Vittorio Terracina, and Anthony Tamburri presents a new book review with La Parola from Fred Plotkin. Plus, a look at a few special events happening around New York. All on Italy, New York.
June 2nd is Italian Republic Day, one of the most important holidays in Italy. We celebrate in New York with a lot of events. I'm gonna start my journey from the Italian Consul General of Italy in Midtown Manhattan, but there are a lot of events around the city. ENIT, Italian Trade Commission, Italian Cultural Institute, Scuola d'Italia Guglielmo Marconi, Casa Italiana Zerelli Marimoy New York University, all together to celebrate Italian National Day.
This is a small but exquisite collection of pieces that were recovered by the Carabinieri. They had been illegally imported to the United States, are being returned to Italy, and are vases, terracotta vases made both in Greece and in Etruria, in ancient Tuscany, with representations of myths and various divinities of the ancient world.
I think the closer we can bring the United States and Italy together, the better for both countries. And I think it's good for people to understand that similarity between the two of us.
We celebrate our Constitution here, and we were talking about it, Mario and I, and we learn that in school. So I wish we would learn more about the Republic of Italy and its heritage.
So here is Riccardo Viale, which is the director of Italian Cultural Institute in New York. Today there are a lot of events for June 2nd, okay? We're starting with this beautiful concert. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
The concert for us is a very interesting experience to put together literature and music. In the Casa Italiana Zerelli Marimon, beginning also another fusion between cinema and books, and this is what is going on about culture, always more fusion between different gender.
What type of music? How would you describe it?
It's definitely oriented toward jazz, but with a very special Italian sound in it, dedicated to the 30s, which is the environment in which the stories that Maurizio writes happen.
Pensi di sapere che cos'è l'amore? Che ne sai tu delle lunghe attese, dei silenzi sospesi, nell'ansia di una parola o di un sorriso?
Italian bookstore Rizzoli in New York is selling books in front of the Italian consulate for June 2nd, the national holiday. How's the selling going?
It's going pretty well. People are very happy about the selection of books.
And are all the Italian books?
They're all Italian books, Italian authors translated into English also.
And what the meaning behind being in front of the consulate for Rizzoli?
It's very nice, being also an Italian company, to be part of this big celebration.
Let's read Italy, don't burn books. With this motto, the Consul General of Italy decided for June 2nd to set up the garage of the consulate as an all-day-long reading rooms. Let's see what's going on inside.
Tutti i cittadini hanno pari dignità sociale e sono eguali davanti alla legge, senza distinzione di sesso, di razza, io sottolineo, di lingua, di religioni, di opinioni politiche, di condizioni personali e sociali.
Today, June 2nd, with all the Italians in New York and the Italian institutions in New York, we are celebrating La Festa della Repubblica, the Italian National Day. And to celebrate this, we are going to present 3 rarely seen films by one of the great Italian masters of Italian cinema, Ermanno Olmi. Ermanno Olmi started making films when he was a technician working for Edison, and he asked his bosses to buy a camera so he could document the process of the production of energy. With the same camera in the mid-50s, he realized these 3 short films based on the literary works of 3 great authors of the Italian canon, Giacomo Leopardi, Gabriele D'Annunzio, and Pierpaolo Pasolini. We're going to have the joy and the honor to show these films, probably for the first time in New York, to our audience, and we'll have a chance to talk about those glorious years.
Eugenio Magnani, head of the ENIT, the Italian tourist office in New York City. How's the tourism in Italy going right now?
Oh, in Italy we have a lot of expectation, especially from this market, because last year we had closely to 5 million American people visiting our country, and we spoke with our friends in the travel industry. The tour operator said that the season is quite good, so we hope, we keep our fingers crossed, but we hope to have an increase compared to last year and to have more than 5 million visitors in 2013. Italy still is very popular, and the dream of a trip to Italy is still alive more than ever, and we try to do our best to have this dream in every American mind.
Pierpaolo Celeste, head of the Italian Trade Commission in New York. We are celebrating today, June 2nd. How's it going so far here?
Fantastic. First of all, because we decided this year to open the doors, and that's it. To open the doors and to give people what we Italians know best, so to warmth, happiness and joy to receive them. It was easy because we are in a beautiful place. It's an heritage building, this one. So we decided just to open, to open the house, our personal house, to everyone who's close to us. So we sent some invitation instead with the Italian Institute of Culture, with the Italian Consulate, and we are here receiving people. And we were thinking what we would like to show, what we would like to entertain, how we would like to entertain people. And then there is everything from Italy, really.
Which wine do you suggest for us to drink today?
Well, any kind of wine, because wine means culture. Actually, we are celebrated wine as a culture by the glass. And we just had 2 seminars, 2 workshops about different, several people who in the history of Italy, but also United States, had so much to tell about wine, with Leonardo da Vinci, Dante Alighieri, and Michelangelo, but also here in United States, Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Jefferson, who were artists, politicians, inventor, astronomer, whatever, and they had so much to say about wine, that wine is something more than just something to drink, it's culture.
Cesare Casella, Chef Salumeria Rosi, what does it mean for you to bring food for the Italian Republic Day at the consulate?
is only my great pleasure. I can share what is my best with the best people.
Renzo Arboren, 360-degree international artist from Italy, is here in New York to present Umbria Jazz. Che cos'è Umbria Jazz?
I am the president of Umbria Jazz Festival. So, Umbria Jazz Festival è il più importante festival del jazz europeo, certamente, ma uno dei più importanti mondiali. Quest'anno festeggia il 40° anniversario, c'è un cast veramente straordinario che faremo esibire a Perugia, dove ogni estate si tiene l'Umbria Jazz Festival. Qui a New York stiamo presentando il jazz italiano che finalmente si è scoperto essere il secondo del mondo, dopo quello americano.
Italian Consul General of Italy, what does June 2nd means for Italians?
It means a lot. It's the day in which, in 1946, the Italian decided and chose the Republic as a form of state. And we celebrate it to remember that we have a constitution, a very beautiful constitution of our republic, and we celebrate it in Italy, but we celebrated it especially in a very different way and in a very significant way also abroad.
My name is Salvatore Correa. I'm from Calabria and I've been living in New York for 15 years. I started doing this job in Calabria. I went to culinary school and then I moved to Rome. I started working for different restaurants, and then I met Gina. Gina is my wife. She's from New York, and we decided to move to New York together. Since I came in New York, I worked for different restaurants, and in 2004 I opened my first restaurant with 2 partners. And then in 2008 I opened with my wife partner Alloro. My idea of a restaurant is that people have to go at the restaurant and find something that you cannot eat at home. I'm an Italian chef, but I like to experiment new dishes. So my cuisine is it's an Italian cuisine with a twist. The eggplant is basically a southern dish. From Naples down, everybody makes parmigiana. The traditional, what we do is basically we slice the eggplant, we flour the eggplant, and we fry in extra virgin olive oil. Then we take it out from the pan, we dry with paper towels, and then we lay eggplant, tomato, mozzarella, parmigiano, and basil. After we finish layers of the eggplant, we put in the oven for about 15-20 minutes, and then we take it out from the oven, let it rest for a couple minutes, and you can serve. My twist on this eggplant parmigiana is that we make an eggplant croquette, tomato marmalade, and parmesan foam. And buon appetito!
My name is Vittorio Terracina. I am a tour guide, a freelance, and I know New York from 1978. Io ero a Roma di passaggio, ero tornato col cuore infranto dalla Colombia dove avevo lasciato una fidanzata che mi piaceva ed ero in una casa dove c'era una piscina e mentre galleggiavo su un cocommero vidi un paio di ragazze, a una di queste disse: che fai, che non fai, stiamo insieme per 4 giorni, ti faccio conoscere Roma, eccetera. E poi gli dissi che l'avrei seguita in America e così è stato, sono 18 anni che viviamo insieme, abbiamo una figlia di 14. Siete pronti, state comodi, non vi alzate mentre stiamo in movimento, cercate di rispettare i tempi delle soste, visto che ci fermeremo varie volte. E benvenuti a New York. Fare la guida turistica bisogna conoscere la città, bisogna studiare tanto, io non smetto mai, uno la mattina si sveglia, legge il giornale e poi appunto deve dire quello che succede. Il palazzo che affaccia appunto nella piazza sulla destra è il primo museo d'arte e disegno. Sulla sinistra abbiamo il Time Warner Center, dove al 6º piano c'è appunto la televisione CNN, la televisione delle notizie. Quando abbiamo un autobus pieno di gente, su 50 persone ci stanno veramente tutte le regioni d'Italia. Li porto in giro per la città per 3, 4, 5 ore, a volte lavori quando c'è la neve, a volte lavori quando fa 40 gradi all'ombra. Tutte le mattine devi parlare a queste 50 persone, devi, non dico devi cercare di piacere a tutte, però devi usare un sacco di pazienza, visto che uno non può mai piacere a tutti, c'è sempre qualcuno a cui non piace. New York non è gli Stati Uniti, New York è un altro posto. Mi sembra di stare a Roma nel 600, forse ancora prima, ma non nel 1600, proprio nel 600, nell'anno 300, oppure ancora prima, durante il grande impero romano. Si parlano centinaia di lingue, forse tutte le lingue del mondo, e immaginiamo quante migliaia di dialetti. Non esiste una razza umana, uno è nato in un paese, uno è nato in un altro, ma alla fine siamo nati tutti sulla terra. Signori, molte grazie di nuovo, vi ringrazio per essere stati con noi e vi auguro una buona permanenza a New York. Io quando finisco un tour che la gente si è divertita e ha capito tante cose che gli ho detto, la maggior parte delle volte battono le mani. Se non riescono a sfogarsi con l'applauso, rimangono senza applauso, ma insomma un po' interdetti da quello che uno gli ha detto per la sorpresa. Questo mi gratifica sempre, che abbia un applauso o no. Il giorno che io ho spiegato a tutti e ho raccontato quello che io so agli altri, quello mi gratifica molto.
I'm here to talk to you about Michael Parenti's latest publication, which is entitled Waiting for Yesterday, Pages from a Street Kid's Life. And it basically is Parenti's reflections on having grown up as an Italian-American in New York City. Michael has had a long, distinguished career as a scholar and as a political and social critic. He has published a plethora of books that are in the double digits. And he has published also with wonderful presses, such as City Light Presses. He reflects very much at in his later years now on what it was like being a kid growing up in New York, what it was like being an Italian American, what it meant to be an Italian American in the 60s and to go to an Ivy League school such as Yale University, and where in fact he wrote his PhD dissertation on Italian American politics. It's a wonderful read. It's a very smooth read. He's a wonderful narrator. He's a great storyteller, as one could be when one talks about one's own life. And I recommend it wholeheartedly because it really gives us a window, it opens up a window for us onto what it was like in the 40s and 50s to be an Italian American in New York City. The book was published most recently by Bordighera Press. And so with that, I just say buona lettura. The book again is Waiting for Yesterday, Pages from a Street Life's Kid by Michael Parenti.
The Italian word for today is actually a bunch of words that all begin with an unusual letter for Italian, H or H. It is not part of the Italian alphabet normally, but a few words have come into the language. Habitat, handicap, harem, hashish, interland, hobby, occhi, holding, che pronunciato, it's pronounced differently. A holding means a holding company. Hotel, and my favorite, hostess, which is not a cupcake. It's not a woman who greets you on the ground. A hostess is an airline stewardess. It's an archaic word, but when you see an Italian try to spell something with an H, he or she will always go, H. It sounds like they're sneezing, but they're not. So if you hear an Italian word with an H, it's not Italian.
La statua rappresenta un pugile in riposo, è un'opera straordinaria, unica, innanzitutto per il materiale, il bronzo. Non abbiamo molte opere originali conservate in bronzo. È stata realizzata in Grecia e poi è stata portata a Roma per decorare le terme costantiniane. Quello che ci colpisce è l'umanità di questa figura e l'attesa con questo volto rivolto a guardare qualche cosa che non conosciamo.
Eni is one of the largest company in the world in the oil and gas business, but we do culture. We believe that culture is very, very important. That's why we are here with a wonderful piece of art, which is the Boxer at Rest. Is never been in United States, and we think that to give the opportunity to people to have access to culture is at the same importance as to give access to energy.
It's a great work of art, and we like to offer our visitors a chance to see things that they haven't seen before. So it's wonderful for us to have a work of that high quality. It's very unusual.
Isn't this incredible? I think it's just stunning. It's beautiful. The first time I see it in this setting, and I think the setting of the Met is absolutely spectacular to put in value the great work of art which we have here today. This is, of course, within 2013, the year of Italian culture in the United States. We are organizing more than 200 events all over the country, 50 cities, 80 museums, opera halls, universities, to showcase the great tradition of Italian culture and art, but also Italy's creativity and innovation.
Canzoniere Grecanico Salentino. Hailing from the Puglia region, the 7-piece band and dancer are a new wave of young performers reinventing southern Italy's pizzica taranta music and dance traditions for today's global audience. Illuminating Faith, the Eucharist in Medieval Life and Art. Illuminated works, text, and related objects that show the central role of the Eucharist in the religion of the Middle Ages. Peppe Voltarelli Live. Singer-songwriter Peppe Voltarelli shares his musical influences from Calabria, storytelling his experiences about emigration from the south to the north of Italy with a modern Italian twist.
This edition of Italy TV was brought to you by European Flavors, promoting organically grown fruits and vegetables in the best European tradition. And Baci Perugina Chocolates, say I love you the Italian way.